I saw the comments. Now it says you're here. But for the longest time, it didn't even say you were here. But you said orientation dookie? Orientation dookie. Okay. I wonder if you meant to say orientation. So, okie dokie. Well, this is orientation dookie. Like, orientation dookie? What is he talking about? Typos really seem to love us. I would have never known how to correct that typo there. I wouldn't have known you didn't mean orientation. I wouldn't have known. I mean, I talked to you enough to know that you know how to spell things. It's just, I wouldn't have known. I just wouldn't have known. You know how you always tell me to correct your typos? I just wouldn't have known. That's the point I'm making when, like, someone's like, fix my typos yourself, and I'm like, but if I didn't know what the... I don't either. I know I live in a world of typos. I'm a high school dropout, but I still can't correct any ESP. Well, you said ESPU, okay. But yeah, I mean, but typically it's not easy for me to fix typos like that. I mean, because I don't know what the other word should have been. I'm not even making fun of you in any kind of way. Like, some people take it that way. I'm like, no. I'm like, how am I going to know what you were truly trying to say to me and get me to, like, respond to you in a regular way when I'm not even being given the words that can help me, relate? And so many people get mad at me thinking I'm being a smartass. I'm like, dude, whether I'm God or not, this stupid technology, how am I supposed to know you're communicating with me and not just saying anything, or maybe you were talking to someone else? Like, you, I understand, but just so many other people in this world I live in, so it's just kind of hard to, like, right away know what people are talking about when there's several of us that we all claim to be one, but we all have this thing called a different brain. It's really funny. Different brain, different looks, different attributes, different places where we live, blah, 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 blah. I'm stoned as fuck. But I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So, when people make typos and they tell me to fix them myself, as much as I want to, as long as you know what I'm talking about right now. I'm not saying people have to be perfect. That's not what I'm saying at all. So many people take it that way. I'm saying I physically can't understand how to change a typo from orientation to okie dokie, because I had no idea that's what you were trying to say. I really didn't. My brain is, always tired. I try to keep it awake, and sometimes it can see the mistakes people make, and sometimes I can correct it. Sometimes. But if we're having a major, and I'm not talking about me and you, I'm talking about people in general. If I'm having a major conversation, and 2 words out of that conversation are changed, and I'm supposed to just know what they are, they better be common words. Like, if you were meant to say with, but the word said, I don't know, warrantless cat. Maybe it came up as one word. How would I know you meant to say with? Just saying. Just saying. I've been through the whole typo thing with you how many times before? I'm not, like, saying you have to... See, that's why I think you're misunderstanding me. I'm not saying you have to correct your typos. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you want me to understand what you're trying to say to me, I gotta know what the words are that you're trying to say to me. Like, so many other people don't get that part of it. I'm not saying you don't. People in general don't get it. If I don't know what the other word is that's supposed to be in place of that typo, then I'm just stuck to, like, I want to read what they're trying to say to me, and though I read the words that are in front of me, I can't always respond. And a lot of times people get mad, not you, anyone in general, when I don't respond to some things that people write to me that have, like, typos. It's not like you have to be perfect. You don't gotta be perfect. It's just I'm not gonna understand if it's certain words that are in place of other typos. I make mistakes too, and a lot of times I don't even reread my words. Sad part is, hardly anyone ever tells me I have a typo. I notice it myself. So then I always think, like, if I notice my own typos but other people don't, which never makes me mad, but if I'm the only one noticing my typo and not the other people noticing my typo, it makes me think, how did they know what I was trying to say? Because you don't know. I mean, yeah, you can read the sentence, and maybe you've seen the sentence before, and then you would know to put the correct word there. But a lot of the sentences I say, whether they're common or not, a lot of people don't have common sense, so they don't commonly see the things that I'm saying to know to change the word correctly. Now, I know you could type that word on your phone, like in a mistakenly way, and maybe fix the typo. But if I wrote you a whole paragraph, are you really going to want to go through that whole thing just to figure out what the right word is? I'm just saying, typos are just dumb. Gonergan Flurgin. Gonergan Flurgin. Figure that one. I'm not gonna figure that one out. You can figure out these nuts. I've told you though, if it's too confusing, I'll just give up on it. I'm not gonna keep on reading a word that I don't understand. So that's the part. You think I'm making fun of your mistakes or something, and I am not making fun of you at all. The typo has to do with the phone. So when people don't have the right word and you want me to understand you, I can't. But I always want to understand what people are saying, so I always appreciate it when people, you know, fix their typos. Even if it's a lot of work to you, I want to understand what you're saying to me. I'm one of them genuine people that really want to know, whereas other people really don't care what you say at all, and they don't care that you make typos. They'll just pretend to listen to you and nod their head. When I'm like, yeah, are you really listening to me? I do that to people all the time. You said, I'll figure that out. Leave my butthole alone. But no, I do that to a lot of people. I'll have conversations with them, and they'll be looking off to the center distance. I do the same thing, you know, but I'm always asked the same thing too. Are you paying attention, or does this make sense to you, or do you understand? The reason why that's always been said to me, and the reason I say it to other people, is because if we don't understand, it's the same thing the other people told me, but I've always known this. By me not looking at them, even looking at a person, I still don't know if someone understands me. So to me, I could be talking to a person and they could be looking at me, but they could not understand a single word I said, and then I might as well talk. Doesn't mean they're going to say anything, and yeah, a brick wall doesn't move, and it's not going to say anything. I mean, if it does, you're probably tripping on something, but the wall ain't going to say anything. So if I'm talking to a person, you know, and they send me a billion typos, I'm like, are you really talking to me, or are you just throwing words out there? Because then I don't really care to talk to that person. Then, like, I'm trying to relate with you, you know. I'm not talking about you in general. I'm saying anyone. Like, I'm just trying to relate. And when people are like, oh well, you can figure it out, yet they want me to communicate with them, it just gets really tiring. It's beyond draining. I know you're not doing that on purpose, I'm saying, but it's beyond draining. This gets to the point where I'm like, if you don't fix your, not you, but anyone in general, if they don't fix their typos, I don't want to be there. I'm just saying. And I may like go on and on and on and on and on about typos, but it's not you. I'm just saying it in general. This is something I would talk about if anybody else was here. Because I try and read what people are saying, and a lot of times when I notice the typos, I'm not like noticing their mistakes. I'm noticing a typo. It's a common error, but I cannot read what people are saying if I'm trying to relate with you or, you know, read a conversation. It's like if we were talking in real life, and now I'm stuck, and I don't have real human conversation like many other people do. So when I'm stuck with all the typos from people, I'm like, this isn't really fair to me. I live in the same world as everybody else, you know, but I'm stuck with having to read typos. I didn't drop out of school so I could be dumb to read typos. That's annoying. You're not annoying. It's just typos are annoying because I have to correct them and blah, blah, blah. It makes me tired. And I'm a pothead, so I don't really care. But I like reading what people are saying to me. That's why I don't like typos. I'd rather people not put a typo so I can read a paragraph long. Now, I understand. People don't want to go back and reread the sentence. Blah, blah, blah. But, like, the one thing I told everybody on TikTok, and I did this intentionally, I said, you know, it takes a longer time to fix a typo after you hit send than it does to fix it, you know, before you hit send. It's like, you know, do your whole message, make it really fast and everything. That's perfectly fine. But before you hit that send, pretend the send button isn't there until you fix all your typos. I know plenty of times I fixed my typos before I hit send just to delete the whole message because I had too many typos in there. And in my head, I was like, there's no way the next person's going to really be able to figure out what I'm saying. It's not fair. And I could have fixed my typos, but I didn't even know what I was really talking about by that time. My brain thought was just gone. That happens a lot. Now, a lot of people say to me, so what do you want me to do? Fix my typos and forget what I was going to say to you? I'm like, no. But if your typos are there in the wrong place, how am I going to understand you? Is the point I'm making. Well, it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't, but if you really want to communicate with me and you want me to understand and we're having a logical conversation, then it should matter where the typos are. It should be a both-way thing. Like, if I'm not supposed to worry about the typo, then we shouldn't have a conversation, because there's no way. Like, if I was in school and all I saw was typos the whole time, that's like spelling errors, and I don't care about spelling errors. I can correct that on somebody, but I can normally tell when there's a typo. I just don't know how to fix it. Like orientation and okay, that, like, I wouldn't have known that's what I should have put there. My brain runs too fast to know those type of things. Just saying. Has nothing to do with you, it just has to do with the situation, and we're both part of it. So no, you don't have to be perfect. You can always still send me messages with typos. You don't gotta be perfect. That's the part where I think you're misunderstanding me. You understand a lot of the things I say, but I really think that's where you misunderstand. Because it seems like even though you're joking, it still seems like there's a lot of anger and animosity in you somewhere. All because I mentioned typos, man. That's not even the point or the goal here. Is not to trigger you, not to make you mad. It's to make it easier on both me and you. Because when people tell me to figure out their typos by myself, then I just don't listen to you. I won't read anything then. It's impossible to fix typos that I don't know what the word's supposed to be. Your vocabulary of words is as many as mine, so it's not fair. And a lot of people tell me to figure out on my own. I just don't talk to those people anymore then. I'm not saying you are triggered. I said I'm not trying to trigger you. Because there's a lot of other people that are like, well, I can't fix these typos, and then they make it seem like I'm making fun of them when I'm not. I understand maybe they don't know how to spell, but that's not the thing. They made a typo, and maybe they couldn't fix the word. I 100% get it, but I can't understand anything they're saying then. And that's what I'm trying to tell them, like, if I can't understand you, how am I going to communicate with you then? Oh, man, people are just fucking assholes to me. If I don't understand you, I'm not communicating with you then. I have no way to do it. I speak English. It's what I tell anybody when I'm even on TikTok. If they speak Spanish or any other language, I'm like, I speak English. If you're not going to be able to... They're smarter than me, so that's why I don't play the game. When there's people that speak in other languages, yet they know how to use TikTok and talk to all these Americans on there, and I see this shit, and then I go to their channel and I speak English, and they're like, me no speaking English. I'm like, well, then get the fuck out of here then. I'm not being racist towards anybody. It's just fucked up that they're on all these American platforms, yet they go and try and talk to me and don't speak a lick of English. How the fuck are you using these fucking platforms and you don't know English when most of these platforms are made in English? Or they're made in China. So then how is and I'm not being racist when I say this, if it's made in China or in English, how are Mexican people figuring it out when they don't even understand English? Most of them don't. You know, but it's like I can't even talk about anything because as soon as I do, oh, that's racist, bro. And I'm not even racist. I'm white and black. And I got a color TV. I just live in a dumbass world. Everybody thinks 1 + 1 is 3. Like, what the fuck kind of world do I live in? And everybody's going with it, too. They really do believe 1 + 1 is 3. Are you bunch of morons? I can't go on TikTok and say any of that, though. But they can call me anything they want to. Shows how dumb they really are. So I don't play the games. If people don't fix their typos, I just can't communicate with you then. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'll try and respond. I'm not talking about you in general. I'm talking about anyone. I try to respond. But as soon as I point out somebody's typo, they usually get mad. And I'm like, well, then how am I going to know what you're talking about? It just makes me sad that people get mad at me for saying, hey, I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say to me. Like, you want me to communicate with you? I've had people get really mad. They're like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. You're making fun of me. I'm like, I ain't making fun of you. I'm trying to figure out what you're saying so I can communicate, give you an answer. You know, because people try and talk to me. How am I gonna respond to you if you have words that have nothing to do with me? Never mind. It's just so tiring now. And I'd be really nice. And I'm the one that gets yelled at for being nice, you know. But if I yell and call people fucking stupid and shit, I get in trouble for that too, so. And when I just ignore them and go away, it seems to be the best way. Because then later on, and I've learned this, usually by ignoring what people say to me, they will try and respond again, and I'll say, did you notice in the beginning you had a typo? And the only reason I ignored you is because your typo and I didn't know what to say. And if they get mad at that, then I'm really done. Like, I'm only telling you I'm trying to relate with you, and if I can't understand the words coming out of your mouth and you're not trying to understand me, And there's nothing I can do. You know, there's nothing. That's like, you know, trying to order some food, and you're like, and you say this when you're ordering at Domino's. Like, I went to the phone and I say, welcome to Domino's, how may I take your order? And you say something like this. Like how they talk in Africa? Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to know. I don't understand the derelict or any of that stuff, so, you know, if people think I'm making fun of someone, I'm like, no, I just don't understand the words coming out of your mouth at my store. Which is my brain, you know, my brain is my store, so when people try and talk to me, I really want to relate with people because I don't really talk to people. I sit in a box all day. It's really not fair to me that my only communication's through a stupid cell phone and the internet. I've said this to myself several times. It just really sucks that I have to communicate with a bunch of people in the world that have cell phones and computers and make tons of typos, and I'm supposed to just understand that. Yet in real life, if I was talking to a human being and you were making all of those typos, we would have fixed you so I can understand. But nobody seems to care that their grammar is off and they want me to understand them. I'm like, well, I'm the wrong person to talk to. I'm still trying to figure out stuff myself. So when other people are not trying to figure it out, you're putting extra weight on my shoulders instead of helping out, because I got to figure out things too to communicate with people. I'm not, and when people call me smart, I'm like, well, then you are too, just by calling me smart. Because it really bothers me when people call me smart, but the same people that call me it, they'll admit themselves that they're not smart. I'm like, then how did you know I was? It takes a smart person to see a smart person, supposedly. It takes a dumbass to know a dumbass, right? So it takes a smart ass to know a smart ass. Can't be dumb and know I'm smart, supposedly. Just saying. Just stating all the facts of things that I've heard throughout my lifetime, whether they're false facts or whatever. Stuff that I know. Not stuff that my family raised me, just stuff I read around on, you know, the internet. I don't believe everything I see on the internet. Maybe. Maybe I believe everything I read on the internet. Maybe I do. Maybe. Okay, let me see where I'm supposed to go now. I thought I was already there, but apparently, wherever I was supposed to go on this map, the thing is gone. That is great. Whatever we were looking for is not here now. I totally had to go right here where my purple dot is. I am so mad right now. So I cooked dinner tonight even though I don't feel good. My body is telling me to sleep. If your body's telling you to sleep, sweetheart, you should sleep then. I'm just telling you. And drink water. Water is a very good thing to drink. Believe me. Keep on drinking lots of water. Not just 1 cup a day. Lots of it. Because water flushes your system out. But you might want to boil your water if it's coming from the tap. Or get extremely hot water like I do. And I could boil it on the tap, but I don't. I just get extremely hot water. I put it in my plastic container. And then I put it in the refrigerator until it gets cold. That's what I do. I know that's not the proper way to kill bacteria, but I also drink a lot of probiotics. Well, you have spring water, okay. But yeah, drink more than a cup full, drink more than a bottle full. You gotta, according to the internet, we're supposed to drink at least, like, I think it's 8 fluid ounces per meal. So that's 8, 16, 24 fluid ounces. I would say drink at least 30 fluid ounces, but I'm not your doctor. And you don't just drink 30 fluid ounces in one setting either. You gotta, like, span it out. You really do. If you want to clear your system out, you gotta span that, you know, span the water out. A lot of people, I don't like water like that, but water likes you like that, and if you don't clean your system out, well, then you're just gonna, you know, it's one thing I always do. I know when I don't feel good, I will go right to the water right away. Like, yep, and you may puke it out, but oh well, at least it's water. At least it's water cleaning your system out. That's one thing I do, so. And then I try and have a lot of orange juice. That's just me, though. 4 bottles of orange juice, maybe 5. And then I have jalapenos here and there, and, you know, pretty much all the witch's brew. Even though I'm not a witch, I just know the things that can help with ailments. You know, chili peppers, spicy foods. That everyone's like, oh, that stuff's not good for. I don't listen to those people. I'm not saying the stuff's not good for you. I'm saying I don't listen to those people that say, hey, that's not good for you. I do my own research. I go on, I'll search Google before I listen to some human telling me some food's not good for me. That's just me. I'm like, how many people have gotten sick from this food? That's really what I do. It's not, hey, is this food going to get me sick? Because they're probably going to tell you no. But if you say, how many people have gotten sick from this food? They say there's no reported cases. Either they're trying to hide something, or no one's been getting sick. Because they normally tell us some people get sick in the world I live in, so. I just know I live in a very strange world. Okay, now where's my car? You said, hold on, manage vehicles. Where's my car? Why can't I get it? You don't have a, oh, I got a call. Okay, it says, so where's my car? So I'm on fluid restriction for my kidney.
You need something, huh? One of your rides? Let me know.
Only 3 cans of soda for, 3 cans, so that includes water? I'm just wondering if that's including water. If that's including water, that's extremely strange that because of your kidneys you can't drink water. I'm just saying, I think it's strange. And then only 3 cans of it? That's weird. Water is what clears our system out. So I understand your kidney. Okay, I understand your kidney thing. I mean, I don't have kidney problems. But what I'm saying is I think that's just messed up. He's telling you can't drink the life force thing you need. I'm confused. I really am. I'm like, I don't understand why he's not letting you drink water. That really is bothering me. How long do you have to go without drinking any water, or drinking any more than that amount of water? I'm just wondering how long you have to go without water. That makes no sense to me. Seems kind of wrong. Like it's something. I'm not your doctor, so I don't know, but it just doesn't seem right. How can you not have water? I don't get it. I know your kidneys, but isn't water, doesn't it clear it out? Maybe you need to talk to another, maybe you need to get a second opinion. You know, a lot of people get second opinions, and if a second doctor tells you the same thing, make sure the doctor knows your full diagnosis and everything. But if I were you, I'd get a second opinion. I'd call tons of different doctors knowing that you have that issue and say, hey, you know, my doctor said I shouldn't drink this much amount of water, blah, 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 blah. But make sure they know everything about your situation, because the less a doctor knows, they're gonna agree with you because you gave them the small little amount of information. You got to tell them everything. The only reason I say that is because a lot of people only give doctors a small amount of information. It's a doctor, not a police officer. So when you give a doctor a small amount of information, they can't help you. They'll pretend to help you. So when you call that secondary doctor, you literally gotta tell them everything that you know the other doctor knows. And then just tell him, you know you're not a doctor or anything. I mean, I clearly would say that, but I'd be like, but I feel like I should be drinking more than this amount of water. I mean, that's what I would say. Knowing that water clears your system out, and the one thing that clears your system and your kidneys is common knowledge thing. You can go on Google or ask any doctor other than your doctor. I'm always told drink plenty of fluids all the time. Even when people have bad kidneys, I've always heard drink plenty of fluids. I've never heard don't drink fluids because of your kidneys. I've never heard of that. But like, again, I'm not a doctor, so that's why I'm telling you. Maybe you need to contact a second or a third doctor. You can easily find them. They're all in the phone book. All of them, if it says free consultation, and almost every single one of them nowadays have free consultation. You just say, you know, I already have a doctor, blah, 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 but I'm just, you know, you just have to do this forever, I guess. Yeah, so if I were you, I would call another doctor. I wouldn't procrastinate. I wouldn't, I mean, I don't know if you do or not, but I know a lot of people that procrastinate, and then they start stressing and worrying, and they could have made one phone call 4 months earlier, and they'd be back to drinking water. They would feel good again. He's making you not be a human being, which is not good for the body. Water is what clears our system out. I don't care what anybody says. He's probably trying to shorten your life. So I'm telling you, you better call some other doctors. I would call some other I would call some other people if I were you. I would call some other doctors. I would not live with just that one doctor telling you that. I wouldn't. I would be calling 3 other doctors right now, today, before it's, you know, too late. You have until like 10 o'clock or whatever. You can call doctors forever. I'd even call a hospital if it was me, you know, but I'd make sure to tell them the whole thing that the other doctor knows, the medications you're on, your past history, all of that, because those other doctors need to know all of that before they can tell you the bullshit of whether you should drink water or not. If you just say, hey, my other doctor said I shouldn't drink water because of kidney problems, then they're probably going to say, hey, follow what your doctor said. And that's it. That'll be the end of the game right there, because you didn't mention anything else. You cut out all the important parts. And the reason I'm talking like this is because so many other people have gone through other body ailments. I'm not a doctor. I just know that if you only listen to one doctor, you're really stupid. Everybody's stupid if you only listen to one doctor. Don't care. Everybody's stupid if you only listen to one doctor. Ask other doctors. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm calling everyone stupid that only asks one doctor. And you're not stupid because you did that. You're stupid if you don't call anymore. You're also stupid if you procrastinate and you don't call as soon as possible. If you say, well, I don't really care, well, then you don't care about your life at all. You know, if it was me, even if my life sucked as much as it does, and if I was going through what you're going through, I would still call those doctors. I would. Because the doctor you have may be just trying to shorten your life. There's doctors like that out there. There's a ton of them out there like that. He could just be trying to shorten your life. Don't drink water. Then futuristically you'll have some body problems that were not necessary. Whether you don't want to be on this planet or not isn't the point. You know, I don't want some doctor getting away with ending your life, and that's not necessary. And I'm not saying your doctor's trying to be mean or anything. I'm saying it's just best to call some other doctors to figure out if your doctor's incorrect, because there's a lot of incorrect doctors. Everybody's like, oh, my doctor's perfect. He's never made a mistake. Moron. It's just not reported. They don't always report what doctors do wrong, so there's no fear in the general public. I'm serious about what I'm talking about, but so many other people want to be common dummies. I don't like playing games with those people. If you don't care about your health, and don't care about calling any of them. He can tell by my blood work that I'm not following the fluid. Well, but I'm telling you to call other doctors. Who cares about that one in particular? Call other doctors. And I'm not yelling at you. I'm just saying most of the stuff you're going to tell me about that doctor, I don't care. About your current doctor, I don't care what he tells you, because that's your current doctor. Everything he says is correct. Call some other doctors and find out if he's right or not. Because if he's the only one you're talking to, then that's the only one you can believe, and it's the only one I can listen to you that you're telling me about, whether you're right or not. He's just one doctor. Oh, but he seems like he knows what he's doing. So many people say that. The word is he seems like it until you're dead. Well, then maybe someone can sue him. You know how many doctors get sued and still have their job? So, you know, that's not really a smart thing. Some people are like, oh, you can just sue him. And you're not here anymore, though, while you're suing a dude that's still here killing other people. Oh, you got some money off of him? Whoop-de-doo. Huh. You're still not alive, you know, so it's not fair to other people, and other people don't care about the money. They care about you. The people that can care about you, no one would say anything to you. So, I'm just telling you, call some other doctors. That's all I'm telling you. I'm not going to argue with you, and if you don't call any other doctors, then you're choosing to not, you know, be able to drink or eat anything. He might be incorrect. I'm 100% know what I'm talking about. He could totally be incorrect. Could be right. Could be wrong. You know, if another doctor told you the same thing, you call the third doctor and they told you the same thing. All three could be wrong, but I would believe it if three of them told me the same thing. I would. Even if they were wrong. I'd believe it if three did, but when it comes to one, nah.
So, good news. We have the weapons. Bad news, you...
But you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. It's just a suggestion. I will never call you dumb for not doing it. It's your body, your choice. You know, but as someone that cares, whether you want me to care or not, it's not about that. But as someone that cares, you know, I just saying, you know, there's more doctors you could call if you want to. Because they might tell you, hey, you're supposed to be drinking water. Hey, that doctor's wrong. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And then you'd be like, wow, you guys saved my life. whether you care to live in this world or not isn't the point. The point is, don't let a doctor just end your life, because some doctors are about that. They just don't care. This is even my regular doctor he's talking about, but you still got to talk to other doctors, you know. Insurance won't pay for me to see. I have no choice. No, you don't got to see other doctors. I told you to call other doctors. Calling other doctors doesn't cost you anything. You just call them and tell them your situation. You can look in the phone book or even on Google and type in a free doctor's consultation. Free doctor's consultation. Which means they will answer your questions for free. They won't charge your insurance for asking a life or death question. Just letting you know, otherwise don't do it at all and just be stuck with the same doctor that could be incorrect. You know? I'm just saying, you could either call their doctors and find out, at least call on the phone and tell them your current situation, the whole thing. It may be boring to you, but I'm telling you, and it could be, you could do it during a time that your neighbors come downstairs, or you could do it during a time when someone might be at home and you don't want to be around him. You could say, hey, I'm on the phone with the doctor. These are ways to give you excuses to get away from those people. Hey, I'm on the phone with my doctor. I'll be right back. And if they got to harass you, at least you're on the phone with the doctor. Like, doctor, I need meds too. That way, my family leaves me alone. How do I get away from them? Like, maybe that's why I got kidney problems, because of my family. My neighbors and stuff. Oh, he's not coming down anymore. I forgot to tell you. Well, tell me about it. You can always tell me about it. Why isn't he coming down anymore? Well, he's not coming down anymore. You didn't tell me. No, I want to hear the juicy details. Let me know the juicy details, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so make sure you get a hold of the doctor. You don't have to, but, you know, for my sake and if for someone that's your friend, try to do it, you know, it's not a rush or anything, but as soon as possible, you know, because you could be drinking some water. It's very important. It really is. I'm happy I drink water because that's how I pee all the time, but it clears my system out. When I don't drink water, I have to go pee around the same time, so when you don't drink water, your system still tries to get you to do it. And it's worse when you don't drink water and it's trying to make you go pee. So, and I don't know how that could be any good for your kidney having to work. I don't know if the kidneys having to do with anything to do with you using the bathroom. I don't really know how all that works. But I still think it's weird you have no water intake, then your body can't really do anything, it feels like, in my opinion. Like, how can it work without the thing that you need? And then plus depression too. Water helps with depression. It really does. You know, when you're limited from eating or anything, your body will be all sad. Like, oh man, we're being deprived of all of these things. Because when I got my teeth taken out, my body was getting sad too. There's like, man, we can't eat anything now. You know, I couldn't eat anything with sugar. At least I told myself I couldn't. The dentist never said I could that I couldn't eat anything with sugar. But I told them I was going to eat everything without sugar anymore. And they said, but you still can eat things with sugar. You just got to brush your teeth all the time. And I said, yeah, I know, but I got a huge problem with that. Brush my teeth all the time. I do brush my teeth, not all the time. So sugar is just, that, you know, no, an aspartame, that might be cancerous and everything, but still gonna do me better than sugar. Still gonna do me way better than sugar. I don't know if I'm gonna make this in 3 minutes. I really have to hope I can get this guy to give me my car.
Morse Mutual, we're here to help.
I need a car, and I don't remember how far I gotta go to get there.
I think we can do that.
Well, yeah, tell me about him upsetting you, your neighbor, and that'd be awesome to hear about. Whether it being on here or in a text
What
message.
you need, boss?
You
Some
probably
wheels?
have to. You
I
can
can
tell
bring
me
'em
here,
around.
but you might have to tell me on a text message too. You can tell me here. It says he
I'll
took
get there as
something
soon as
from
I
my
can.
kid's dad that he sold him. He took some video games back. He told me to tell him that he's not allowed. Wow, he fucked himself over just like that, huh? Like, I mean, even though you were telling him no, he still, like, had ability to be in the place, and then he screwed up by stealing something. Like, that's just dumb. I mean, I already know how dumb the world is, but that's beyond dumb. You know, he was allowed to mess around with you, giggle, ha ha ha, and then he goes and steals. This is dumb. I'm totally not going to be able to deliver these weapons like you're telling me to do in that little time. That means I'm going to have to redo this part all over again, even though I have the weapons on me. It's all on time basis, too. It's just so stupid. So stupid. And you know, even though your neighbor can't come down to your apartment, you know he's still going to. He's just going to sneak down there, you know, whenever he can find a chance to. If you think he's really going to listen, he doesn't listen to you. So, I mean, you say he's scared of your husband, but if he's not there, you know your neighbor's just going to come down there. I'm just telling you. That's just how it's going to be. You say no right now, but you'll see. Just things I know. Lots of times people have been around me and they've been told, don't come back again, you heard? And then people do anyway. They're like, oh, well, the other person that told me not to be here is not here anymore, so the curse is gone while they're not here. I'm like, yeah, and if they appear before you leave and they come and whoop your ass, don't come crying to me to save you because I already saved you by telling you to leave. So I understand that, you know, he's probably still going to come down to your place until he gets caught. He's probably still going to come down and bother you until he gets caught. Not by you. You're really a nice, gentle soul, so he's just going to keep messing with you. Unless you tell your husband. But then once you tell your husband, then he's going to get mad if he figures it out. And sometimes it's not good to burn bridges with anybody. Even your enemies. Sometimes it's not good to burn bridges because karma, instant karma. You could go outside and the one person you might need help from is the one person you turned into your husband. Just saying. Sometimes it's best just to leave them alone. You know, like, don't tell on them, but don't help them out with anything either. So then when I answer the door, I'm not getting in trouble with the old man. But yeah, some people really just don't listen. They say, hey bro, I'm going to get in trouble if you come down to my place, and people just do it anyway. I live in such strange times in a strange world where people are fairly warned that something bad is going to happen to them. And they're like, no, it's not. You're just trying to scare me. I don't fear any of that. And when people are like, it's not about fear. It's that it's really going to happen to you. It's not even fear. Like, fear is fear. Yeah, don't fear the Reaper. But you better fear the ass whooping that's coming if you're told to stay away, you know? So it's like, dude, I might be your friend, but I'm telling you, if you come over, an ass whooping's about to happen. People are like, oh, I'm not scared of that. Jesus has got me. I'm like, yeah, I know. Of course, Jesus has got you. But while you're here on this planet, you're getting your ass beat and handed back to you. People just don't listen. I had that problem with listening back in the day, too. You know, I don't fear the Reaper, but I also know the Reaper can still hurt me. Other people say, nah, yeah, it can. I don't give it power to. It can. Most people are like, yeah, but if you say in the blood of Jesus, this, that, and the other thing, I understand, but it still can hurt you. It still has a fist. It still can swing the fist. Oh, but Jesus will hold it back. And though I believe them that Jesus will hold it back, people have still hit me. They've still hit me. Jesus got hit too. So, you know, when those that say in the blood of Jesus and they don't get hit, it makes me think there's something else really going on. Something that we just don't see. Because Jesus got hit too. He was whipped. He was all of that. So when all these people today saying in the blood of Jesus, it makes me think, like, are y'all really talking about Satan or something? You're asking Satan to make sure one of the Zards don't hit you, you know? Because the ones in Hollywood, they all get hit. Almost all of the ones in Hollywood are dead, so all the people that were people are not people anymore. It is what it is, all right? Could be me, could be you, could be Tina Turner, could be any of that. At least it ain't me. My brother's like, you live right next to them. I'm like, brother, they live all over this planet. When you say I live right next door to them, you are correct. But they live everywhere, every state. He's like, no, they don't live in Wisconsin. I'm like, you are dumb. He's like, there's no underground tunnels here like California. I'm like, you are the dumbest dum-dum. I'm like, Al Capone lived out by you. How dumb are you? Al Capone lived way out there in Wisconsin, and he thinks there's no tunnels underground anywhere. Like they're just not in use. There's tunnels all over the place. They just don't talk about them everywhere. They only talk about them in some states. You know anything about the Underground Railroad and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get into all of that right now. No nappies. No, no nap. I try to avoid everybody, even in my own building. I don't fear any of them here. They ask me for anything, I say no. Like I helped them all out before, you know, just to see if they were gonna change their mind and maybe help me out too. Because them helping me out technically would only help them, but they didn't. All the people that ever asked me for anything in this building was only to concern themselves. They didn't help me. They didn't give me anything that helped me out in any kind of way, and it made me happy because I was like, cool. They only self-serve themselves after asking me, so now their karma comes to be at them when the time comes they really need help. No one's gonna help them. But they don't really need that help. These people that ever use me, they don't really need help. They don't care if nobody helps them. I mean, apparently not. That's why they treated me like crap. But I don't care. You know, I'm still alive right now. I still get to play my video games. Even though video games are boring, it's better than playing an accordion everywhere. You know, nowadays when I play my accordion, it's usually in a hidden spot. And then I still have people online asking me to learn certain songs, and I say it's really funny. People are asking me to learn songs on my accordion or to play my accordion, but they give me $20 and say, hey man, you should learn a song on there. And nowadays, that's worth $200. If I'm going to learn any more music or any songs or anything or do anything for anybody else, and I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about people in general that are like, hey, do this and you should learn that and this, that, and I'm like, and it's not getting me anywhere. For the past 11 years I've been playing the accordion. It hasn't gotten me anywhere except for where I am right now. So if people are like, do this, that, and the other thing, I'm like, $200. So that way I can fix the accordion when the time comes. Because if I'm learning a song, how am I going to make any money? $200, I'll learn a song. No problem. I'll sit in front of my computer or I'll sit in front of YouTube all day learning the same notes over and over again and repetitiously keep on playing the same notes over and over again on my accordion until I get the song down pat for $200. When someone gives me $20, oh, that's going to last me playing for about 10 minutes, and I don't want to learn it anymore. They gave me $20. What's that going to do me? Nothing. If I'm entertaining you, where's my entertainment? And because I'm not accredited to any entertainment in this world I live in, no children, no house, no car, no nothing, and all the people begging me to do shit have all of those things. So I'm like, wow, hear ye, jackasses. I ain't got a life, so why am I doing shit for you? I ain't got a life to, you know, to be happy, so why am I spreading happiness to other jackasses? I should be telling people to kill themselves, but I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy, though. If I was that guy, I would be telling people to do that with the way people treat me. I'm the leftovers, right? I'm the garbage of the world, right? But everyone wants me to make them happy, yet they don't care about me. And I'm not complaining. I'm saying I don't really care. That's why I keep living my life. And when people beg of my time, I say, fuck you, especially if you're not caring about my time. If you don't care about mine, my time's precious to me. It's precious to me when other people are begging for it. Like, oh, you don't want to pay for my time, but you want me to exist in front of you to make you happy, but you don't want to, you know, keep me alive. Yeah, you want me to make you happy, and if you didn't keep me alive, then I don't even exist. So me making you happy doesn't exist if you ain't keeping me alive. I'm not saying you gotta give me $200. I'm saying people in general that want me to do shit for them, but they don't care about my life, my struggles, my sadness. You know? I'm happy I can be there for people. I really am. I'm like, you know, one of the biggest things I wanted to do in life since I've been alive is to keep people happy so they wouldn't end their lives or anything, knowing that that's not what we're supposed to do over materialistic garbage or over stupid relationships. We're supposed to move on and try and, you know, be stronger. So if it happens again, just be stronger. And eventually you'll end up being by yourself if that's what it turns out to be. But you just stay strong. That's what I wanted to be able to tell everybody, but my life got really rough too. And then all the other people that supposedly say they care, in the long run, I'm still struggling. And those jackasses are still driving cars, have a house, kids, but they're all bitching online about committing suicide. I'm like, wow. Like, there's people out there that ain't got nothing that are still here trying to make it. And when those dumbasses that kill themselves, people like me are like, hey, you know, it'd be nice if I could get a cheeseburger off your death money. And everyone looks at me like I'm a piece of shit for trying to live. You know, but that's why I just ignore those people. I'm like, you're insensitive assholes, don't understand, you know. Other motherfucker kills himself, that's sad, sure, whatever, that's selfishness too. All of us are still living that are here living, suffering. Motherfucker's a billionaire and kills himself. Everyone's like, oh, and you're gonna ask for his money? Yeah, so I can keep living. I mean, I'm trying to enjoy my life. He doesn't want to live here anymore, I do. Let me get his underwear too. I don't care if they're dirty, I'll go and wash them in the laundromat. Matter of fact, I'll wash them in my poor man's sink. But yet, you know, those motherfuckers will keep me poor. So then I laugh at those people that lose their kind-spirited, rich-ass motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck. I used to give a fuck until I realized no one gives a fuck about me. So I used to hold a sign that said no one gives a fuck about me, and so many people would give me money. So many people would. Yeah, underwear too, motherfucker. But yeah, I used to hold a sign that said nobody gives a fuck about me, and though there were some people that would cry right next to me, they'd hand me a $20 bill. Like, it would work. Like, if I put the really sad signs instead of homeless, broken, hungry, like every other fucking bum here does, and people give them crack, I go and hold a sign that says, nobody gives a fuck about me, because I got tired of all the other signs. Nobody was helping, you know, but let's go and help crackheads 24/7. Oh, that poor little crackhead over there. But that guy's a pothead. Don't help him. Tell him to get a job. Pray for him, but don't help him. But then later on in life, ask for help from Jesus when that might be Jesus that we weren't helping. Stupid fuckers. Give us entertainment, man, but we're not gonna ever give you shit. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Just saying, anybody else would be in my same shoes. They'd be saying probably the same words, or like everyone else has told me, they'd be dead already. I keep living only because I'm like, fuck all these other assholes. They want to give me a hard time, and I gotta deal with it. Everybody else has to deal with it, or don't. That's your choice. I made my choice. My choice is to deal with it. Everyone else that doesn't want to be strong, I'm sorry. That's all I can really say. I can't really have compassion for those that don't want to live anymore. I understand you may be going through an ailment. I am too. I'm not going through anything better than anybody else. It may seem like it. I may carry myself like I'm not going through all those things. It's because I have this thing that's called I don't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck before I was born, just like no one gave a fuck about me during that time. That's all I'm saying. No one gave a fuck about me then. No one will give a fuck about me when I die. So I give a fuck about very few amount of people. Those that give a fuck about me are the only ones I give a fuck about. There's not many people on that list. Do I care? No. I used to care. But I'm not caring. So that's why I don't care. Stupid joke, but still. Plus, if you see my name, it's, you know, Frank Dilligaff, which is Do I Look Like I Give a Fuck? Jester. You know, but before I had that on there, it used to be, I was, Puppet for Weed 420 and also Harry Palms 420. And the reason why I was Puppet for Weed 420, it was a great name until everyone kept calling me a clown. And they just kept on saying, you're a clown, or are you a clown? I'm like, I didn't know a jester and a clown were the same fucking things. I really didn't know that. If I had known that, I'd have just been a clown the whole fucking time, man. Save costume space. Fucking stupid ass people. I'm like, I'm dumb. So when I have dumber than me people around me, and I am dumb. But people call me smart. I'm like, dude, I'm dumb. So when I have dumber than dumb around me, that bothers me. I'm not talking about mentally ill. I'm not talking about them. They can be as dumb as they want to be. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about regular individuals that seem and act. Regular like me, seem and act. And you find out they're really stupid-ass motherfuckers. Like, I thought better of that motherfucker. I go, oh well, never mind. I gotta stop thinking, I guess. Just like them. Be just as dumb. 1 + 1 is 3. My brother used to be against everything I would say, too. He was agreeing with all of that 1 + 1 is 3. Like, he was hypnotized. But he's like, that's when I was on drugs. When he was on drugs. He's like, when he... Because he said that's when I was on drugs. But the word I is meant to be him, not me. So when he was on drugs, he used to see things, and that's why he would make fun of me. But I told him I'm still not on the same team with him. He may be in the regular mode now, but he's still, you know, affecting me. There's so many people that used to be on the negative side that would affect me. Lots of people. And then people come up to me when I put that eggplant on TikTok, that would say things like, I used to be satanic, but I'm not anymore. And now that I see you put this eggplant on here, it seems like you're really confusing people out there. I said, dude, you used to be satanic and you're not anymore, and you're fucking judging me? And you're judging me? Like, do you not get the ironic or idiocracy that's going on here? You're gonna judge me, but you were satanic. Like, get the fuck out of here. Go back to being satanic again if you're gonna fucking tell me what to do. I may have been wrong for putting that eggplant up there, but there's 3 things going on here. God didn't stop it, and God does stop me when I do stupid things. TikTok didn't stop it, and they stop me when I do stupid things. And I still have my channel. And it got regular views. So because all of that happened doesn't mean you don't see me do a massive eggplant. I mean, I may put eggplant to mess with you, but you don't see me do a massive eggplant on a human being throughout all my videos. It was just a Jesus thing, just to see if it would work. I didn't even know if it had ruined my account or took it down. I'm telling you, there's other videos that have done less than that eggplant and have gotten in way more trouble than that eggplant. And that eggplant should have gotten me in trouble, but I had to find out, and that's how I do my TikToks. I fuck around and find out, and it's the times that I'm not even trying to get in trouble that I get in trouble. Almost all the time. But whenever I try to get in trouble, like adding that eggplant, I really did think I was going to get in trouble, and I didn't care. I have 2 accounts. I have 3 accounts. I really didn't care. They're shitting on all of them. So and maybe I shouldn't have, but it's just what I do. They've always been shitting on me for no reason. So I don't feel like I should be doing the right thing on there when they're not respecting me. I'm an authentic creator like most other authentic people on there, and we're all getting pissed off that we're the ones being shit on. But all these other people are fake on there, and you gotta fake it still to make it. Like, when are we gonna get out of this childish phase, you know? We're always gonna keep lying to make it? If that's the way it's gonna be, then I guess I'm just not doing anything then. I'll just not do anything. Oh, but they want you to be fake. I know. That's why I don't want to do anything anymore. I can be fake. I know how to do that. It's really easy to be fake. I just don't see a point. Oh, but you become famous by being fake. Don't care. I wonder why you don't make it anywhere in life. So? I gives no fuck. Search for a toolbox and see, where is it? I think it's over there. No, it's not over here. Why did it make me go where I'm not trying to go? Weird. Okay, search the toolbox. Wherever that's going to be. I'm going to set the alarm off. I don't care. Put a hard hat to blend in. How do I put on a hard hat, motherfucker? Well, it's not telling me how. Put on a hard hat to blend in. Oh, it's over there. Where? Give me that shit. I don't know how the gooch is blending in, but they said by putting on this hard hat, I blend in. Yeah, I want the underwear too. I want it all. So it's search toolbox. I guess I have to go down there or something. I have no idea what to do. I don't know if that's where I'm supposed to look, or... The disguise will allow you to blend in, however the armed guards will become suspicious. Well, I need to get my tool. It's not there. Oh, it's over there. I see it. Alright, now what do I gotta do?
Do you have it? Bring
Yeah.
it back for safekeeping.
Okay. We said bring it back for safekeeping, so I'm just gonna jump off of the building here. Go, dude, they're gonna see you. Ah! Whoa! You don't want to be seen. Alright. In the car, please. Get out of the car. Uh-oh. I need to get somebody's car without getting run over. Oh! Ah! Ah! Give me the car! Give me the car! Get out of here! They yanked him out of his car. See ya! Get out of here with this. Woohoo! Real life, I don't do anything like that. That ain't me. That's why I like this video game, though. I can do a lot of things I would never do in real life. And I wouldn't never do it because of the laws or anything. It's just morally I wouldn't do any of these things. I mean, to take a car isn't against God. It's against Satan. But some of those 10 commandments are real. Like murder. People are like, oh, well, that's not against God. Yeah, it is. It's for Satan and against God. It sacrifices. Cain and Abel, the only ones that do sacrifice is Cain. So yeah, God is against people spilling someone else's blood. Otherwise, what's the point of creating you? Create you to kill you? Oh, we're going to just send you right back up to God again. But sacrificing people isn't going to help. All the people that ever sacrificed people back then, their communities got destroyed. Every time. Like Moses destroyed somebody. I mean, all of them that ever sacrificed anybody in the Bible. You could find out bad things happen. Even Jesus was a sacrifice. And bad things happened. It's going to continue to happen. It's like they want bad things to happen every time they sacrifice somebody. But the sacrifice wants bad things to happen too. So it's like a dual thing. And then collateral damage is all the people in the middle. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way the world's made. If you were on either other side of the spectrum, you would agree that the collateral damage has to be there. But now that you're the collateral damage, you're like, no, I don't want it to be that way. But that's just the way it is. Imagine you made the world, but you had to see, all three sides, the collateral damage and then the good side and the bad side. And right now you're living the collateral damage part, and you have to live it. Because if you end it, then you got to restart it again, and life may not be any better. It might be, but it might not be. It could be a million times worse. You could be an animal. Something else could be happening to you that I don't even want to say because I'm on YouTube right now. It could be a million different things that could be going on if you reincarnated back here again. But who knows? We don't know that, And he said, the eclipse on the 8th. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of weird things with that. And the strange thing, too, is Elon Musk and the X. I know I can talk about all of this on here. So Elon Musk and the X, and I've been paying attention to that, and I've already seen Elon in visions before I was ever alive. People say, how is that possible? Because I know, because when Elon was mentioned, it was just very strange. I already knew about him. And Elon backwards is Noel, N-O-L-E, and I always was on a street called Cole Street. The analogies are just way too close. But then Musk, like we all smell musky, and it's so weird that his name's Musk. And then X is what he changed to Twitter, and no one wants it to be that, but that's what it is. It's like they don't want the truth to be exposed, but yet that's what he's doing. He's trying to expose the truth, because he even said if TRUMP doesn't win by a landslide, Trump's going to win. That's what he said, because it's part of prophecy, and people are trying to change prophecy, which they can, but they're trying to change it. They've changed some of it. Some of our alternate reality has changed, but they're trying to change it, and someone else is trying to put it back in order again. It's all about money that changes our power and control, because even gangsters have more power than a president does until they get arrested. But even when they're arrested, they still have a lot of power. It's just when they're arrested, the president's usually the only one that can release them unless, they have a lot of power being a gangster. But yeah, gangsters have more power than presidents do. It's a really strange thing. They don't have legal power, they just have more power. The president has legal power. Even though everything they're doing is illegal, they have legal power. They have people that agreed with it a long time ago. So even today when we say we don't agree with what's going on, well, duh, but what can you really do about it? We're all set in this trap here. We're all trapped for now until we find out what's about to happen. We're like the sheep being herded by we don't know what. But we'll all find out soon. I mean, I know the same thing. I came in this world with a smiling face. My dad's like, it's because you didn't know it was going to happen. I'm like, no, it's because I'm the messenger. My dad doesn't understand that. Yeah, a lot of bad things happen to me, but a lot of bad things happen to the messenger. If you watch the movie Sparta or the movie 300, you find out the messenger may not have been the good messenger in that movie, but still, you saw what happened to the messenger, even though he was trying to relate, and the messenger even said, hey, you're going to kick me in, you know, but he only did it because the messenger is on the side of the bad people. So he's like, you know, you still got to go. You're still bad people. He's like, but if you kick me down in this hole, the bad people are all going to come and get you. And he's like, no, the bad people are going to come and get me either way. That's what he said. He's like, the bad people are going to come and get me either way. So he kicked him right in because he knew they were going to. When the messenger came there saying, hey, you know, the people are going to come and attack you, the messenger has to do it too. So something might happen on the 8th and something might not. We all know about it, but guess what? Just remember this. When Obama was the president, there was a blood moon that was going on, and everybody said the end of the world was going to happen then. I just want you to listen and hear what you're saying. When Obama was in there, everybody said the end of the world was going to happen then, and it was the blood moon. These are all things me and my brother research all the time, and just letting you know. So a lot of times I'm wrong, a lot of times my brother's wrong, but a lot of times I've been right, and a lot of times he's right. But we can never really fully know for sure what's going on because we have the people that are running the world right now that decide if they want something to happen on the 8th. The eclipse is happening regardless, but it's those people that run the world that are going to decide, hey, are they going to cause chaos on the 8th? Or is it just going to be another day of sun watching? Just letting you know. And then if TRUMP wins, we have, you know, the whole world changes. Like Ariel's saying in that song, a whole new world. Yeah, the whole world will change if he wins because democracy will be over. Republican shit will be all over on the table, and we don't know what that's going to entail. None of us really know what that's going to entail. It's a whole new world, new rules, new regulations, and we're all going to be living here, or most of us will be, having to go through whatever they're going to do to change the world. We're all waiting for something to happen. Whether it happens or not, though, we might have all been tricked. It'd be very clever of God to send us all here saying, yeah, you know, something's going to happen, and then nothing does. And then I turned to be 80 years old, and we just lost a generation, and that was all. No war. They gave everybody the 666 mark of the beast in their arm, but no war, you know. The Bible's already predicting all of these things. Even Notre Dame has already predicted a lot of the things that are currently going on that everybody's still denying, even though it's already been predicted and it's happening in front of all of our faces, yet people are still denying it. It's in all of our faces, though. It's hard for me to really see it because I don't know what to do. I mean, even if Jesus is here right now, would he know what to do with this new technology and all this stuff we have? Everybody says, yeah, and I understand, you know, because it's God. You know, that you'd believe that, but what if you're wrong? What if you're not you, but anyone in general? What if they're wrong? What if Jesus doesn't do anything until the time? Because when Jesus was here before, he had to be killed on the cross before he did anything. He really did. He had to be killed on the cross. If that's the real Savior, at least, he had to be killed first. So what can he do being alive then? He couldn't do anything being alive when he was alive then. People were betraying him and turning on him and telling on him and sending people to beat him up. So nothing's really making any sense to me. None of that story makes sense. I know there's truth in there, but how to really find that, good luck. You know, good luck with really figuring out the truth on that stuff. But I don't give up on it, though, because I feel a lot of times it has something to do with me. I really do. But how to decipher any of that? Imagine 2,000 years ago there was a language written about you now, but you couldn't read it, but all these other people deciphering it say they can read it. And you have to kind of believe them because you don't know if you're from those times or not. You have no idea. I mean, I get shoved in this box right here just like Jesus was shoved in a box when he died. I'm not comparing myself, I'm asking. Like, I'm hypothetically saying things without saying hypothetically. I mean, because if Jesus is alive right now, why isn't anybody saying anything? Everyone's like, well, he'll come back again, but when? Everyone keeps saying, well, he'll be here soon, but when? Didn't they say 2,000 years? With the Gregorian calendar, we're in the right time, no matter how you look at it now. No matter how you look at it, we're... Take away the Gregorian calendar and go back to supposedly the regular calendar, then we'd be at the right time right now. Unless our whole calendar has been flipped around and changed and backwards and all this other dumb stuff that's not making any sense. Which is very possible. All the confusing stuff. That's the direction I'm really supposed to be going, but we're gonna try and do this all over again. I don't know if I have an airplane or anything. Wait a second, I can just go up on the thing here. Yeah, we can go right here. We don't have to go there, though. Go back in the water, come on. Okay, I won't do it, but now I gotta run. So I don't know. Everybody thinks the world's gonna end on the 8th, but I don't. The world doesn't just end like that. I don't believe it's gonna end like that. I really don't. There wouldn't be all these prophecies and all this other stuff. There's something, end of something coming, but not the end of the world. Just the end of something. But if the world does end, then it does. I mean, that's all I'm saying. But I don't think so. Everyone's like, well, Mark Zuckerberg made an underground, you know, bunker and everything. So what? All of the other leaders of the world have made underground bunkers. The military does the same thing. So, he just has a bunch of money. He can do that. I know they took away some time out of the calendar, but think about it. If it was supposed to be 2,000 years before Jesus came back, 2,000, just remember that. And we're in the year 2024. If they took away the 2 months, or, you know, you take away those 2 months or whatever, and still look at the time we're at right now, it would still add up to 1983. That's the year I was born in, is 1983. And that number is used a lot, you know, throughout the world. And I'm a Taurus, but everybody does not like Tauruses, and it seems like we're the ones that are saving a lot of people in this world right now. And I'm not talking about the bad Tauruses, because there's a lot of bad ones. I've run into a lot of bad Tauruses that put a bad name on me. Because there's a lot, and I get shunned for it. Not saying I'm Jesus, but when I say I'm Jesus, I'm just a figure like Jesus. Other people are like, oh, well, when you say you're Jesus, you're blasphemy. I'm like, but I don't think I'm in the wrong. I'm either Jesus or, you know, the 12 disciples. But there's something weird about the 12 disciples and the Hell's Angels and the 12 disciples. They all seem to correlate together. So there's something very strange. Unless maybe Jesus and Satan both had 12 disciples. Who knows? Or Satan's copying everybody just to fool everybody. I mean, the fooling part's common knowledge, but I'm just saying, like, to fool everybody. Like, there's other ones that think they know what they're talking about, and they might be confused too.
Insurance. How can we help you?
Even the evil people might be praying to the real God, and they really just don't know who they're praying to.
Sorry, I couldn't help.
But in the Bible, it does say that Satan is praying to God. It does say that. It says that Satan prays to God. But he probably prays to God to say thank you for bringing down these dumbasses that are down here that don't know the difference. That's probably all he's saying. Hey, thanks for all the, you know, all the gifts you're giving me down here, sir. When in reality, and then most of us men and women get mad at God like he's punishing us, when in reality, no, you're God's soldiers, and Satan's really good at fooling everybody. Because God just put a really powerful angel down here with amazing power. That's just the way it is. But in the long run, we're all going to be saved. We just have to go through a thing. You know, it's just a phase. We just happen to be alive during these strange times. But it was all predicted. We knew. A lot of our souls knew we'd be alive during this time. We knew we were going to get screwed over by all these people. And it took over 2,000 years or 500 years, however long the real story is, for them to set up everything to get us to where we are today. It's all been planned perfectly, too, because you can look it up online. Where they put all of us and all of our good spirits, they separated us. If we all came together, we still wouldn't be able to do anything, because we have things inside of our bodies like fluoride and metal, and we've been to the doctors, so we don't have like full energy to be able to do anything, you know. But God can do all of it. We just had to go through all these bad things and experiences because we don't have the power to stop any of it. God does, and God didn't purposely put us through anything, but so many people are stupid to that. We're not in God's realm. We're in this trial and tribulation realm. Everybody has to be tested. There's probably going to be thousands, if not trillions of billions of quadrillions of other people that are probably going to be going through this planet. We're probably going to come back again too, whether it being in the same body or not. You never know. You know, 2,000 years, your body may reincarnate again. We don't really know how this world runs, so when people say, oh, it doesn't work this way or it doesn't work that way, but it's never been proven wrong either way, then I won't believe it. I'm not saying I believe anything because it hasn't been proven wrong. I'm just saying, like, if I believe in something and it hasn't been proven wrong, I'm going to believe in it until later on. I don't believe that about everything. It's just my stubbornness. There's certain things I do believe in, whether it's proven or not. Especially when I think someone else is purposely trying to tell me it ain't real, and how do they know? If I can't figure out how it's real, but they just say, oh, it's real, there's proof, but they don't show me the proof, they just talk about it. And if they do show me proof, then I have to look into who's telling them the proof, you know, because that person could just be a fake gifted scholar. Just because you have a piece of paper saying you're a gifted scholar, we know nowadays you can just print it out, and they could have did that a long time ago. Print out a piece of paper that says you're a gifted scholar doesn't mean you're shit. Doesn't mean anything to me, even if you really are one. But if you really are a gifted scholar, it seems like the gifted scholars are liars in this world. And there may be truthful people, but it's really hard to figure that out nowadays. When you say the world's not going to end, that's what we hope. I mean, with that solar eclipse, though, something strange. And I don't know if I'm even going to go outside on that day. I might stay inside, but they're telling everybody to stay inside, so that's a weird thing. It's one of those days where they say stay in, because when the other eclipse thing happened before TRUMP won the election, this is the same thing like that. I told everybody to stay inside, but I went outside. I went outside on purpose, and I even watched it. When it went in the windows of San Francisco, they said exactly where it was going to happen. And I actually watched it without the sunglasses on, because they said wear sunglasses and stuff. I didn't. I watched it. I looked right at it. I didn't go blind. I could have. I probably wasn't standing in the totality of the area, but I was in the area, like almost the direct area in San Francisco where they told everybody it was going to be, and I was there early on purpose. I was like, I got to get there, man. If I lose my vision, oh well, you know? So I was there. Nothing, I mean, I saw everything, but nothing happened. I didn't feel anything happen. Everybody else was like, you don't know what happened, bro. I'm like, but I live in this planet with everybody, and I'm the dumbstruck one that doesn't know what's going on, don't feel no energy or anything, and I was standing there. So it makes me feel like everybody else is the alien or I'm the alien. Something just does not make sense. Or like when I went to a rainbow gathering one time, and I was like, even though everybody else was on psychedelics, I know I didn't touch anybody to be tripping. I know on that day I was not tripping. And I've tripped several times on acid. And I saw 5 rainbows that day, just like everybody else that was, and that was not tripping. There was even children that were there saying they saw the 5 rainbows. It was just weird that 5 rainbows were dancing in the sky, like they were there. They were hanging out by themselves, and I told other regular people here about it. They're like, no way. But of course, when they don't see it, they're not going to believe it. They're like, you probably accidentally touched somebody and you were tripping too. And I said, yeah, and what about all of the children that were there? All of them? Like, all of our eyeballs are not all going to trip on the same thing when nobody explained what was in the sky. We all talked about it after it happened, and everybody had the same experience, including me. So when I'm in a place where everyone's having the same experience as me and they're all seeing the same thing, there's something very strange going on in this world that we're not being able to see. I don't mind playing video games, knowing that this is probably an illusion too, but I know I'm playing the game. I do. I know I pull over when I do and the car moves. It's just strange that if I'm not really ever playing this and it's just connected to my neurons, that I'm still seeing it happen. I know that I can drive this car very well, even though I've never driven. I mean, I drove when I was 16, but not nowhere as close as I drive good in this video game. There's a lot of weird things going on. It's just strange. Plus, all the electronics is really easy to me. And the strange thing is my dad always saying to me how I'm used to all of this stuff. And I'm like, Dad, no, I'm not used to any of this stuff. I was forced into all of this. I'm not used to having nothing. I'm not used to being single. I'm not used to playing video games all day. He's like, yeah, but that's the life you're living. I'm like, and I have to deal with it. There's a difference about being used to it and dealing with it. I'm like, I could end my life, Dad, if that shows you that I don't like the life I live, but it's not worth my time doing that, knowing that's what the devil wants me to do. Wants me to hate my life and end it, too. Like, no, I'll hate my life, but I'm still going to keep living it. I'm still going to eat some ice cream at the end of the day. And I know not everyone's that strong, but people need to try and be. Because a lot of people don't even try. They just give up. I at least try, and I don't have bigger willpower than anybody else. I just seen things before I was here, knowing that I was going to get crapped on. Knowing that some of it's going to be bad and some of it's going to be good. But a lot of the bad is enough for most other people to not want to be on the planet anymore. I knew about all of that, but then there was the voices, or I'll say the angels, that just tell me to stay alive. That's pretty much me telling myself. There's other people that say it too, but mainly myself, because I live in a box by myself where people in this city don't tell me to stay alive. They don't say positive things. They say, where's your accordion? That's what I get. I don't get a, oh, you know, we really liked your accordion. You should go out there and play it. Or I do get that sometimes, and I say, well, yeah, but no one's helped me out to get a cheeseburger at all. They hand me $1. $1. I'm like, oh, I appreciate the $1, but that's still not going to get me a cheeseburger. Now we're in inflation. So then they hand me $20, and I'm like, yeah, that, you know, that's gonna last me a day, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, I'm giving people entertainment that's supposed to be priceless entertainment, right? But I'm getting $20, not complaining. If my entertainment's priceless, it should be worth more than $20. I know if I had someone entertaining me and it was like making my day, I would be giving them more than 20. I'd give them the last of my money, because knowing that that entertainment's going to be bringing something, you know, to the table, I'm not wasting my time. But no, I live in a world where I'm wasting my time. All I'm doing is complaining. That's all I do all the time. Just a complainer. He's like, dude, you need to take action. I'm like, I've always tried taking action just to be denied. Well, you don't try hard enough. Just like Martin Luther King, he tried hard enough. What happened to him? They shot him. I'm not saying that's not why I don't try. I'm saying that they're just gonna take me out anyway. So I mean, you know. So now I'm supposed to go and chase something that's not on the screen. I just had to chase this thing last time, and it wasn't on the screen anywhere. I had to do the same thing again. So I don't really know. I guess I'm supposed to go probably up here. They gave me a time limit last time, so we're gonna assume that's where I gotta go, because it's where I had to go. I'm really mad. This is I complain myself. We're all guilty of doing it. Yeah, I get it, but you're okay with saying that we complain, but most people, when they say I'm complaining, they're just trying to dismiss what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not saying my than somebody else's, but if my problems were fixed, everybody else's problems would probably be fixed too. But when people dismiss my problems, then I'm just like, hey, I don't care about anybody else's problems. My problems don't matter. If my life don't matter, which it don't, nobody else's life matters to me. Your life matters to me because you treat me like my life matters. Does that make sense? A lot of people that treat me like my life don't matter, and it's very simple to find it. I live in a world where people treat me like my life don't matter. So to me, I send all bad karma. If they ever say, hey, God, you know, it's not bad luck or anything. It's on them. They can't be like, hey, God, I love everybody, but yet you don't care about those that are struggling. What about God's children that are struggling? Oh, well, they should get a job. So that right there says, well, there's your karma right there. All those people that ever told me to get a job, man, they're going to figure out life for them is just horrible. I know my life matters, I know, but not in this world. It shouldn't matter in this world anyway. This is just a materialistic world. So I bypassed all the really horrible things, and my whole life just went right before my eyes, like as if I don't even exist anyway. And people are like, but you're going to have a life soon, but I'm already 40. I really don't care now. You know what I mean? That's like, I mean, I don't mind. But I have a feeling I'm going to be in someone's life that already has children, that, you know, so I got to help them with their, like, I don't even get to have my own life, though. I'm going to have the experience to really raise other people's kids and stuff, and really raise my own. But I'm already 40, so I don't care about any of that. And I do have purpose in life, I do, but to be stuck in a relationship or, you know, friendship is always cool. Relationship, then if, like, I'm with somebody, right, and then I find another nice person that may connect with me like the person I'm already with, it's kind of hard, you know, like, even if they're your friend, they might kiss you when they're not supposed to, and I don't want to cheat on anybody or any of that stuff. Relationships are a really bad thing, because then, like, you have a relationship and a friendship with somebody, and some random girl that likes you, you know, the same time the girl you're with likes you, and the random girl kisses you and had a camera sitting in the corner. This never happened to me, but it's happened to other people. There's a camera in the corner, and now they go and tell your wife or whatever, hey, your man cheated on you. And then they have no intentions of getting with you because you wouldn't leave your wife in the first place. If you'd have left your wife for them, they wouldn't have stayed with you anyway. They just wanted the D. That's all they wanted. They'll act like they wanted more, but they don't. And I know that's considered devious women, but it's still a fucked up world I live in, where you're not supposed to, like, leave your wife or your girlfriend for somebody else, but that could have been the one. and then you don't do it, and then your girlfriend cheats on you. That's the type of world I live in. And everyone tells me I'm wrong when, So I'm glad I've stayed alone a lot of my life. So all the lies people keep on telling me, I'm like, that's kind of why I like being alone. No relationships, no nothing, no one telling me what I have to do. No one, you know, getting divorced from me, stealing all of my stuff, or trying to control me, or, you know, sending in some other big buff dude to beat me up and steal all of my money. Hard-earned money. You know, he's a nerd, steal all of his money. Yeah, like, fuck all that. So I survived. So many women are like, I want to destroy you. Like, no, no, no. You're not destroying me. That's not happening here. I didn't subscribe to none of that shit. I've been in relationships before, and they were awesome. It's just the women cheated on me. All of them. I probably cheated on one girl. I ain't gonna lie. The only reason I did is because the other girl gave it up really easy, and I didn't know that's, you know, I didn't know it was wrong. Because the girl I initially was with, she never gave it up easy or anything. It was a lot of work just to get with her. And it was a lot of work just to get with her. Just too much. And when people say, well, it's supposed to be hard. No, it isn't. Like, I felt like she was, you know, flirting with other people at the same time. It shouldn't have been hard for me to get with her. When the other girl was very easy to get with. Very easy. Hung out with her for like 2 or 3 times. Like the third time I went to the other girl's house, she was naked when I came over there. Like, what do? Close the door? Like, no, I like the way women look, so it's kind of hard. Kind of hard just to close the door when there's a girl that you're visiting, even though you have a girlfriend, and this girl just has her clothes off. Like, it pretty much let me do whatever I wanted to do. It's not like I wanted to cheat on my girlfriend. My girlfriend didn't really seem to like being with me. It took all that time for me to get with her, and then always looking at all these other people. Had no problem saying hi or hugging other people, right? But had problems with saying hi or hugging me. But this other chick, she didn't have any of that problem, and I eventually got with her. You know, I had to cheat first, but I still got with her, and she left me right when I left my girlfriend to get with her. Like, she stayed with me probably 3 weeks afterwards and said, you know, I was only with you until I found a boyfriend. And I said, but I left my girlfriend for you. And she's like, yeah, but you should have stayed with her. And even though my girlfriend didn't really know, me and my girlfriend are going through problems too, and I was younger at that time, so I didn't really know what to do. Now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be in all this older or younger women being with me, telling me, hey, daddy, you got to do this and that, and you can only be with one woman. No. No. I like to have a woman stay with me for a week, and if the bitch don't try and do things right, and I don't mean to call women a bitch, I'm just saying if the bitch don't do the right things, then she can go. She can go and find the next one. If you think I'm an insensitive asshole, that's how women have been to me. Insensitive as fuck. So if they're not going to be right within that week, they can go. They can go and find that next man, and hopefully I'll go and find another woman. You know, I mean, that's all I can really do. I'm 40 years old. I don't care anymore. I'm old. I don't want to just settle down with one person. I'd rather just settle down with myself. No problems, no jail, nobody saying you have to go and do this, and you have to go and do that. I don't have to do a fucking thing other than wake up and scratch my nuts. That's all I gotta do. Wake up and scratch my motherfucking nuts and go back to sleep. Like, it'd be nice to have a woman there waking up, cuddling, and fucking. It would be. Sure. It sure would be. I failed this again, damn it. It sure would be nice. But I gives no fuck anymore. I really don't, because a lot of women like to hold that vagina over your fucking head like a piece of roast beef. Like, fuck you, bitch. I don't need it that bad. I'll look at my hand and be like, hey, hand, you look like a can of roast beef. That's all the fuck I need. I'll tell you what. I'm 40 years old. I give no fuck anymore. You can go and talk to a 20-year-old and say, hey, baby, look at my pussy. And that 20-year-old, yeah, he'll be drooling for that shit. I mean, I love pussy too, but I don't care. I'm not drooling for it like that. I'm older now. I know better. I'm wiser now. Most women hate that about me. I'm like, I don't care. You're 40 years old and you want me to play with you. Get naked, bitch. Don't make me have to talk to you for 2-3 weeks and then you're like, oh, well, I found this other better guy. Fuck you, bitch. Just get naked. That way I got 3 weeks of total fuck time, you know? But no, they're looking for, you know, David Hasselhoff and shit, but they're just trying to use me and shit. People are like, for what? My time, dumbass. Oh, but your time isn't valuable. It is that bitch was talking to me all that time, you know? So, eventually when I got older, just relationships wouldn't come to me like they used to. It's not the same thing anymore. Plus, I live in San Francisco, so There's nobody hitting on me, and when they do, it's suspect. I don't go around hitting on anybody because I'm scared I'll hit on the wrong Mona Lisa, you know? I'll hit on the wrong one. I know I will. I've made mistakes. So so I don't want to. So now I just walk around and I dress in all different kinds of ways and I just mind my own fucking business and don't talk to anyone. Just hang out by the doorway. You know, I'll just be looking at my phone or something. Nobody says anything. Plenty of different girls that go by. Yeah, there's always sus women here, but there's plenty of girls that have gone by me that look at me, and I'll usually say hi, and most of them say hi, but keep walking. They just keep walking. I'm like, I'm not going to waste my time trying to hit on something that isn't what it's supposed to be. I'm not, no. And they're not hitting on me, so I'm just like, well, oh well. Just not meant to be for now. I mean, I just put two eyeballs on my hand and a smiley face. That's all I need for now. Backdoor Becky, I put it in the back door, too. I get to mess with Becky's back door, but you don't. You stay out of Becky's butthole, okay? You stay out of there. Becky's dirty butthole. You stay out of there. Keep your fingers to yourself. You stay out of that museum, of Becky's museum butthole. Shit. Ah, look at my car fly. A Batman. Oh. That's how I drive my car at 3 o'clock in the morning. Alright, now we're almost there, folks. 69 miles to go. I'm Batman. And I could have sworn I had 2 other people on my servco, but apparently there's nobody on it, so that's why I couldn't do these missions, because there's nobody helping me. When they're only giving me like 10 minutes to get over there and back, and it takes all of that time. Like, if anything gets in your way, there's like no time. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I mean, if I find like an easy girl outside that seems like an easy girl, then cool. I ask her if she wants to come over, and if she does, cool, I'll give her $20. You know, I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. I'll ask her if she needs 20 bucks. I mean, if she's like, hey, I want more than that, and if I have it, I'm not paying it. I'm not trying to be a dick. If she don't charge me beforehand, that's that, you know, but I'll offer to $20, $40. I'm not trying to be a cheap asshole. I am a cheap asshole. I don't have any money. So if they say, hey, you know, do you need some money? That's all I ask them. Do you need some money? If they say, yeah, I'll grab either a 20 or 2 20s, and I usually give it to them, because I'm not a dickhead like that. But most of them don't want to take any money from me. They just like what I do to them. That's why it's weird no girls are hitting on me here, and this is a weird city. I even go over to the Tenderloin, the one place where all the easy women are. And I know what to do and say over there, and it's just like they know or something. They just know I'm not one of them. Because I don't say anything. I'll just go and walk, and then none of them even say anything to me. If one of them would say something to me, but... And then someone's like, well, how do you really know? Like, you can't look at their hands. A lot of women tie their hands off just like dudes do. So you can't look at their hands and be like, well, she's got manly man hands. She's most likely a man. No, I've seen women tie off their hand. I've never done those types of drugs. I've just been around people that have. And, a lot of the girls here that use heroin have manly hands, but they're not men. Because I've seen their other hand. They just tie off on one arm. So I know that their hands turn manly, because there's a lot of other girls that have hit on me in the past that I said no to because they had manly hands, and I automatically thought it was a sus woman. It may have been, but at that time being, I found out I was being stupid, and it actually could have been women that I was talking to, but I didn't know what the tie-off meant. I don't do drugs like that. LSD, weed, mushrooms, those aren't the other, that's not meth and heroin. It's not PCP and crack, all the really bad drugs that everyone's like, those aren't bad. Well, if you use them, they're not bad. To you, it's not. To those that use them, it's not bad. But someone like me that doesn't use them, that totally knows that those drugs are bad for you, knows that they're bad for you. So when someone else is like, oh, those aren't bad, I'm like, yeah, I ain't talking to that dummy. Because they're totally bad. Drugs are bad, okay? Oh. I don't judge people because they do drugs. I've always said this my entire life, as long as I've been in San Francisco. I don't judge people because they do drugs. I judge them based on their character. There's massive people that do drugs in the city that still are regular people like me. What I mean by regular is they speak like I do. And they don't act like douchebags. Yeah, they might rip me off. Maybe, but... Says, did you want me to join you? I got a request, but it went away. You're too slow. Too late, sorry. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I went to the Tenderloin or like certain seedy looking areas at nighttime, that there'd be something there. But I've gone in those areas at nighttime only to find trouble. Like, not women, just trouble, like massive trouble. Like, it didn't really come to me, but it was there. Like, there are supposedly shootings and stuff that you don't commonly hear on the news happens over in the Tenderloin. Supposedly. It's never been on the news, so maybe not. But a lot of people are very scared to go over there with a camera because of how many bad people will smack you upside the head and try and take your stuff from you. It's not that bad, but it can be. Like, if there's people like just got high and they're trying to go on a heist or something and you just happen to be there with a camera, that could happen at any time. So when people are like, well, you can't let that scare you, and those same people saying that are over there getting their head busted because, you know, you can't let that scare you. You're right, you can't let that scare you, but if you're just going to be dumb and go over there anyway, then okay, don't let it scare you. And as soon as someone hits you with a hammer upside your head for your stuff, then let it scare you at that time then. Dumbass. I go over there, but there's cars that drive fucking insane. There's people that live over there that may have or still do or quit doing drugs, and they don't necessarily like the fact that now that they live in the Tenderloin, though they don't do drugs anymore, or maybe they still do, you know, but they live in a neighborhood where, you know, they're not happy. I'm not defending them. I'm just saying they're not happy. So when I go through the Tenderloin even, I got the cars I got to worry about when I'm on a bike. I never really have to worry about that during our lockdown or anything, or even before that. I didn't have to worry about many of the cars at all. But since that lockdown ended and all this other stuff and the world's revamping now, no, people just want to plow through everybody in the Tenderloin. They just want to get right through it because the Tenderloin is a horrible spot. And every time people get stuck in traffic, you got the zombies bothering them. People that have to go to work, I'm not defending them because, oh well, they're the ones that have to go to work. But the ones that have to, the ones that use that, oh, I have to go to work, you know, those are the ones that are going to run over someone like me trying to get away from a zombie. They're just going to. It's nothing to do with me in general. It's either run me over or let a zombie bother them in the car. And back in the day, they let the zombie bother them. But now, no. We're trying to get away from that person. So that means they could run right into me because they're not even looking. They only look one direction. These are one-directional dummies. And then when I'm on a bike, I'm like, wow, I got to look both ways. I'm sure these people aren't going to turn without a directional signal because most people on bicycles here do get run over. It's a common thing here for people to get run over on bikes. When people tell me to be careful, I laugh at you. You can't tell me to be careful. You got to tell the jackasses in the cars to watch where the fuck they drive. Doesn't matter how careful I am, some dumbass in a car will just run me over. I really hate it when people tell me to be careful. I'm like, I try, but it's not on me to be careful. It's on the dumbass driver in the car to be careful. Not the motherfucker on the foot in the bike. We're the ones that are supposed to be safe from the car drivers. That's why people want cars not to exist. Not for some global conspiracy that will happen if cars don't exist. It's because people don't, and they're tired of getting run over. They're tired of people getting drunk and running over people and then saying, well, you know, if we just drink a little bit less, yet people just keep doing it. They'll just drink anyway and hope, oh, I won't make a mistake. And you don't realize when you have them spirits in you and you're driving, things will happen. It may not happen all the time. It may not happen ever, but it will happen. It's just going to. You're going to get in a fight with somebody and you're going to drink a shitload of alcohol, and that's that one day right there. The one day you thought it wasn't going to happen, it'd be that one day right there. You're like, I didn't think it was going to happen. Yeah, but once you drank them spirits and you were mad, you know, now then spirits took control of you on that day. You know, if you stay happy and you drink spirits, usually nothing takes control of you until something bad happens. Then those spirits try and take over on whether they do any nice things or not. I mean, that's why alcohol is called spirits, but we've changed the words of everything. Like if we change the word of cigarettes to cancer, I'm serious though. I mean, you may be a cancer, but you're not a cigarette to me. In any kind of way. But if we change the word from cigarette to cancer, how many people do you think would smoke them? Probably nobody. And they know that. We need to have cancer in there so they can research our bodies. So they can play God with all of us. That's why I believe you need to talk to 2 other doctors about getting some water in your body. I really do believe that you need to talk to 2 other doctors about your kidney and water. I really wish you would do it though. Because that next doctor might tell you, yeah, you need to drink some water, and more than what you're being told. I said, the next doctor might say that. He might not. But if you're on a strict thing, yeah, I mean, strict is bad. That's bad. Because the body, like, when I had to get my teeth taken out, my body right away got sad. They're like, man, we're not going to be able to have sugar anymore? Are you kidding me? I wasn't really told I couldn't have sugar. My body told me, like, as if it was the parent of my body, which it is. But it's like it was if it was the parent of my body, and it said, dude, you can't have anything with sugar anymore. So like my first 2 weeks, it was just like everything without sugar, and I wasn't happy about it because I was forcing myself to do it. Sounds a little stupid, right? But I was doing it because I didn't want to screw my teeth up anymore. But then I was like, I can't do this. I just, you know, I can't go without. I couldn't go without sugar. But I managed for a little while. Then I started eating a little bit more of it, and I still eat a lot of sugar-free things. Probably about, well, way more than I do sugary things. I drink a lot of water too. I drink a lot of things with probiotics. Well, not a lot. Some things with probiotics. Because a lot of probiotic things are vegan, and people think that whenever I eat anything probiotic or vegan that I'm a vegan. I'm like, no, I just know some vegan things are healthy for you, and they slap the word vegan on it. That's not going to stop me from eating it. If it's healthy for me and it's going to help my system, then yeah, I'm totally going to go and eat it. Oh, but it's vegan. Yeah, I know, but it's healthy and it's curing me, so I don't care. I mean, how stupid are people going to keep eating? I don't like vegan food, but, you know, if it has probiotics in it and it's curing my body, I'm going to eat it. Oh, just because it says vegan, no, I can't cure myself. You know, back in the day, I didn't want to eat it, and that's telling myself that, not because of anybody else, just myself. I never wanted to eat vegan things because it's shaitan or whatever, and that's a shaitan diet, which is still Satan. And whenever I asked people on TikTok that are on the shaitan diet about the vegan stuff, they didn't want to explain it to me. They thought I was making fun of them. And I said, so how do other people learn about that stuff if nobody explains it to them? I'm like, somebody right here is trying to learn about the shaitan religion, and no one wants to tell me. I'm like, how am I going to learn if no one's going to tell me? It's pissing me off. How am I going to learn? How am I going to be on anybody's team to help you if I don't know what I'm helping people with? But I live in a world where everybody doesn't tell me shit. They just want me to agree with them. And I don't blindly agree with anybody. I never do. I may have in the past. I don't anymore. I don't just blindly agree. I'm like, sometimes I want to research it, or I'm just going to say no. And if I'm not allowed to research it, then yeah, you just say no. Or I say, I'm not really sure I want to go through with this deal you're asking me to do, because it might affect me in the future. And people are like, well, what if it had nothing to do with you and it would destroy a bunch of people in the world and you got paid a lot of money? Would you do it? I can't answer that until that time comes, because they might be threatening me. If I had free choice and free will, and they, you know, and there's no threats or anything, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take the money to destroy anybody. I'm just going to say no. I know someone else is going to do it, and it's going to get me destroyed, but I'm not going to do it. Oh, yeah, that makes you a really good guy. I understand, but it's not about being a really good guy. I just know better. I mean, those people know better too, but they just choose not to. They know better, they just choose not to. I know better, and I choose to do the right thing. And they say, well, that's why they kill people like you. I know. I don't care. I'm not here to do wrong to people. That's not why I was born. I don't feel that in my bones, at least. So when people do me wrong, it even feels wrong to me to defend myself, but I still do. But I'm usually the guy that gets in trouble for defending myself. But I'm not going to just stand there. Same thing like when people call me names and stuff, and I defend myself and I call that person a name too. People always like to say something like, well, God's got you, man, so you don't need to say anything to these people. I say, yeah, but I'm not going to be treated like a fucking bitch in the process, and that's not what God wants out of me either. I'm not saying God wants me to defend myself and get hurt and killed, but I know he doesn't want me to just stand there. Stand there and just take it like a, you know, like maybe back in Jesus' day that's what they wanted, but Jesus didn't just get beat up right away. He had to go and talk in front of certain people for that to happen. I'm just saying, regular people come up to me like they're gonna fucking hit me and they don't even know me, and I don't know them. I'm not gonna just stand there and take it. Sometimes I've had no choice, but I mean, if I have a choice, I'm not going to. Times before where a tourist hit me, or they talked shit to me and I talked back to them and they tried hitting me and then they ran to the police. Then I got in trouble. It happened plenty of times. That's why the worst people even interact with are tourists, because they think they have more power than an American that's here, because they're a tourist, because their money is more important than some American that's here. But I've told any and all tourists, they talk shit to me, I don't want nothing to do with them. There's so many topics of the things that I gotta go through, and I live in San Francisco, there's lots of tourists here, and a lot of these tourists I just ignore. They ask me, hey, do you know where this is, or do you know where that is? And I say, well, you have your cell phone right in your hand. I'm not trying to be mean to any of y'all. You have your phone right in your hand. Doesn't your phone tell you where all of those things are? And they're like, yeah, but you're a human. I figure, you know, maybe. And they usually put their phone away and want me to give them directions, yet their phone is in their pocket. Like, so what do they want me to do? Pull my phone out so they can rob me of it or something? Because that's not what I do. I'm like, where's your phone? I'll tell you. And then most of them say, well, don't worry about it. I said, well, then why'd you even ask me for directions if you're going to say don't worry about it? If you're looking at me like I'm some fucking Poindexter, I still need a fucking phone like you, jackass. All Poindexters still need a fucking phone so they can tell you on a map where the fuck you're going. Well, I want to know where this hotel is, or I want to know where this restaurant or business is, and most of the time it's right behind them. I'm not making fun of them. It's just like, dude, I'm here helping you, and then they don't even leave a donation. They don't suggest a donation. I mean, if I'm supposed to beg them for one because they beg me for directions, I mean, they should understand niceness. I was out there giving them the directions. You know, in New York, people open the door for them that don't even work for the door, and they hand them $20, or the doorman they pay $20 to, right? I don't even get a dollar for helping people out, so that's why I'm not nice to people. I mean, I'm not mean, but I'm not nice. Like, they ask me, hey, give me directions to here or there. I'll be like, yeah, go up 4 blocks right there. We'll get there. I had people looking at me like, why did you give them the fucked up directions? Did you see it? I don't know. Thinking he's got a smartphone. He can literally go on the voice search on your phone and ask it the same exact questions the way they asked me, and your phone will tell you, or well, it'll do its best to tell you way better than I will. It won't be a smart ass like me. I'm typically nice and give directions to people when, you know, they're typically nice to me, but just being nice and then wanting directions and then not leaving a tip, not even $1, just a, oh, thank you. Like, wow, you didn't care about my life. Your life's important, though. Your directions is important, but who cares what the guy that's in human form standing right in front of you in regular human clothing, not a vest, not a suit, regular clothing, giving you directions, and you just say thank you, and you think that he cares to give you the correct directions. Like, that's why I don't. I'm a nice person, but I'm going to be very devious, so a lot of the people that look at me and think I'm going to give them the right directions, you got me effed up. Because they all be doing it, treating me like I'm some dummy, so I play the game too then. So I hate when people call me smart. I don't mind it, but I hate when people call me smart, because I always feel like someone's going to try and get over on me. Like, why am I smart? What is it about me that you're trying to get over on me on? You know, what do you want? Why am I a smart person? I know I'm smart, but I'm not. In this world I live in, I know I'm smart, but I'm not. I'm not. Because there's a lot of things I don't know I'm not supposed to say, and a smart person would know. I do say a lot of things I'm not supposed to. Well, supposedly not supposed to. I mean, I always feel like I'm allowed to say those things. You know, but supposedly there's something governing me, something invisible, and if I say anything, I'll probably lose my housing. Maybe. Maybe not, I don't know. I know I've said enough that where other people have narked on me in this building and I'm still here, so... They said so much and it was supposed to get me kicked out, but yet it didn't get me kicked out. They got kicked out. And I think it's because I'm on government subsidies, so it's not easy to uphouse or uproot me and put me somewhere else. It's really not. Whereas someone that has a 9 to 5 or that gets SSI and gets a regular stipend payment, it's easier to upend them and move them somewhere else, even though everyone that's ever messed with me now lives in the Tenderloin, and all of them have told me that they wish they were living in the same building I'm in right now. Every single one of them, every single one of the people that have ever messed with me have told me that they wish that they were still in this building. All of them. And I'm like, wow, but this building's worse than the Tenderloin. And even though they're being nice to me for those couple of minutes to conversate, even though they're douchebags, they tell me things like, well, yeah, you got a doorman in the Tenderloin, which is true. You have a doorman. They sit right by the door, and you have to sign in. If you bring any visitors in, you have to sign them in. In my building, you don't have to do any of that. You can just bring people in. I don't have to show an ID or anything. But in the Tenderloin, every single time you go in, you have to show the doorman. And if the doorman happens to be in the bathroom, you gotta wait for him. And if you got a visitor, you gotta wait. And plus, most of the places in the Tenderloin, even though they look brand new and everything, are filled with roaches. Filled with roaches, and people don't clean up anything. And then you got all the drug addicts that are over there that don't care anything about you. And if you talk crap to the wrong drug addict over there, they're just gonna pound you in the face. It's worse over there than where I'm living. So when all of the people that have ever messed with me in this building, they had all the fun in the world to be in this nice neighborhood, this very nice neighborhood. And when they messed with me, the landlord put them in the only other building that he had to put all those people in, which was in the Tenderloin. He didn't even second think it. The first person that messed with me, he was thinking of another place to put me, but he couldn't figure it out. So he said, hey, instead of me moving you, I'm just going to automatically tell them that I got a better place for them, but not tell them where. And then just tell them to pack up their stuff because the only choice I have is to move them. But he's like, but I'm going to tell them that they have no other place to go because I don't have any other place for them. And he's told me that he's put all of them in a different place, and so far everything's been working out. He's just moving them around the way he needs to. He said some of the people, he just kicked them out. He kicked them off his contract. And he doesn't want to house some of these people. He's like, they're really assholes. Like all the people, like anything. Like, you know, if someone smells, there'd be a homeless person like me, for example, and if I smell just the slightest amount, they'll complain to the landlord. And he's like, oh my goodness, this guy just moved into the building and you guys are complaining about his smell already? Stuff like that. And these are people that, you know, get either SSI or work, and they're talking shit about the homeless people that move into the building. And the only thing the landlord can do, he can't pick on the homeless people. He can't pick on the homeless people. Remember, you know, we need to try and better our life. How are we going to do that when we're getting kicked out right away? Even the drop-in center said the same thing. They're like, well, we can't just put him back on the street again. So why don't you guys try and work out something with him instead of arguing with him? If he smells, why don't you guys get him soap or something, or buy him some clothes so he doesn't smell? But none of those people wanted to do any of that. None of them. So the landlord's like, fine, then I'll just put him over in the Tenderloin then. Like, all of them could have had things good. Like, I'm the stubborn guy. I'm the Taurus. I'm the only stubborn one in this building, yet all of those people are gone because they're being stubborn. I listened to everything the landlord ever told me to do just because I knew I could lose my place. It's not like I wanted to listen to him. I only did it because I didn't want to lose my place. None of those people listened because they have a source of income where they could just go anywhere, and the landlord knew that. And at first he was on their team until he saw how much they were being assholes to him, because they were trying to rush him to do things that legally he couldn't just move me out of this building. He couldn't legally just move me out. And other people were like, get him out of here now, today, get him out. Just get him out of here. They're like, get him out now and ask questions later. And like anytime, like the first time he tried getting me out, I just went to the drop-in center. And as soon as I went to the drop-in center, that's when he started realizing that he can't just kick me out. I have a drop-in center that put me here. The drop-in center puts money in his pocket. So if he'd have kicked me out of here, he'd have been kicking the drop-in center and any help from them out. So it was just a catch-99 automatically. So when all the people were messing with me and I wasn't doing anything, that's the funny part, I wasn't doing anything. It even pissed off the drop-in center that thought I would fail and be out of this place already. Like, oh my goodness, he's not doing anything, and people are giving him a hard time from smelling or having too many things in his room. Yet he doesn't have roaches. He didn't get electrocuted by electricity that he should have got electrocuted by because water is right by it until they moved it. Like, all the things that should have happened to me already have not happened. Because all the dummies without common sense that put me where I'm at, I have common sense. So all the non-commonsensical things that were going on were very easy to fix. was very easy to fix. They're all common sense things, just reverse. My whole life is just reverse. That's all it is. It's just backwards. I never said anything at all. Like, I never did no whistleblowing or anything about how shitty this fucking world is. The whole time in my youth, I never said anything. And yet I got shit on. It's really funny. Then I got older and started seeing the conspiracies. Not even talking about them, just seeing them. And I started getting housing. And I was like, this is weird how back in the day I was younger. And I knew all about it. But I never said anything. And they shit on me the whole time. But I knew about all of this stuff going on, and I still never said anything, and I got treated like I was the enemy. And then now I have housing, and now I don't even give a fuck now. Now I don't even care. Like, I'm nice to those that are nice to me, and that's it. I don't care if they're fake nice. I'm nice to those that are nice to me, and that's it. Once that shit-ass attitude comes, I either walk away from them people, or I give them a shitty attitude too. Like, dude, you're looking in a fucking mirror. You may be having a fucking shitty day, but you're not realizing someone in front of you might be having one every day. Just because I smile and I'm happy every day does not mean I'm happy. I smile to lift myself up. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Me making people happy has everything to do with everything else, but me smiling has nothing to do with anybody else. I learned a long time ago to smile when I was sad. That way every time I became sad, I could fight it. You know, I still frown here and there, and I still get sad here and there, but I just try and smile through it and smoke some weed, you know? Just do whatever I can to fight past all the negative shit that just keeps on happening in my life. I just keep living it. Most other people give up and leave, and I understand why they do. I get it. I get the bullshit and why they don't want to put up with it anymore. I get it. But I don't feel sorry for many of those people. I just don't feel sorry for them. I'm sorry, maybe I have to lay down. I feel really sick. It's okay. You can... And if you fall asleep, you fall asleep. If your number falls off of here, it's okay. I'm just rambling on, you know, and hopefully my sleeping puts you to sleep. A lot of times people tell me my rambling puts them to sleep, and that makes me feel good. At least my rambling puts people to sleep, and they shouldn't worry, you know, like, don't worry about me in a bad way. I just need money. If you're like, oh, your whole world shouldn't be about money. I just need money. Just so I can live my life. I just need money. You don't got to worry about anything else. You don't got to worry about somebody hitting me with a car, somebody punching me. You don't got to worry about none of those things. I just need money. That's it. I care about everybody else around me. The only thing I need. When people are like, what do you need? I tell them that's the only thing I need, and that's the one thing nobody gives me. I mean, people try to, but a lot of people don't. They're like, well, if you don't need a shirt or something, like, I do need shirts and all of those things. I do, but I'd rather be able to buy it myself. Even if it's in a thrift store, I'd still rather be able to buy it myself. And that seems to piss off everybody. Like, okay, buy it for me, but then odds are I'm going to wear it. I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to wear it. It's a piece of clothing, but I mean, it's not like I'm going to like be nice to it or respect it or anything. I'm just going to throw it on the side like, oh, they bought me some clothes. Oh, well, I don't really like it, so I'm going to wear it on laundry day or something. Probably rip it and not even think about it. Not being rude to the person buying me things. I'm just saying, like, dude, just, you know. And after a while, too, if I don't think you're responding to me because you're sleeping or whatever it is, I'm probably going to turn off YouTube because you're the only one watching. And if you're not watching, it's, like, it's just slowing my game down to have YouTube on and there's no one there. You're there, so it's worth my time slowing it down. But if you're sleeping or if you do fall asleep or I feel like you're not there, then, yeah, I'm going to turn it off. But I don't know. But unless I go outside anytime soon, I'm probably going to be playing this video game for at least another hour. At least an hour. And then I might go outside. I might go on a walk just to get my cankles to go back down to regular. After that, I know I'm tired, but I don't know if the nappies is going to happen. Because if I go on that walk, then that means the nappies is pretty much eliminated. Because I yawn now, but the only reason for the nappies is because of the vape. So I'm trying to fight all that right now because I just haven't been outside at all today. I mean, when I was younger, I always said I didn't want to play stupid video games, you know, after I moved out of my mom's house, because that's all I did as a kid is play video games. So I said, hey, you know, as I got older, I don't want to play video games. So the accordion was a huge part of my life. It was. And now it's just like, I really don't care to play it anymore. And now so many people ask me to play the accordion, and when I tell them the 60 melodies I know how to play, they say they want to hear a few of the melodies, and I say, yeah, but I'm not going to just pick up a 20-pound instrument and play any song on it if I'm not making no donation. People are like, you know, it's messed up that you're asking for the donation in advance. I'm like, well, no, it's not messed up on my half. You know, millions of times I've played my music for other people that have asked me to play it. What do I get for my artwork? Absolutely nothing but a thank you, which means nothing to me. I can say thank you a million times to a fucking wall, and guess what happens? Nothing. So a person saying thank you to me is like saying it to a fucking wall. Nothing happens. Doesn't make me feel any better when someone says thank you. It makes me feel like they just stole from me. And you just stole my energy, and the one thing I need is either the money to buy an accordion or the money just to be fucking free. But these jackasses won't do it. But then they beg me to play. Oh, you make me feel so well in the heart until you ask for money. I'm like, yeah, now you know bad shit's coming your way for begging me to play music to make you feel better, asshole. Pisses me off, man. You're like, don't let other people, the shit they do get to you. I'm like, it doesn't, man, people don't, it doesn't get to me. Sounds like it, no, it doesn't get to me. It just doesn't make any fucking sense on me. Human like anybody else. A lot of things that happen in this world does not make any sense to me. I don't like that. You're like, oh, you don't gotta worry. That's what people say to me. I'm like, I don't really like this. I'm not worried. I worry because I worry. Even if it doesn't matter, things are going to get taken care of anyway. I still worry. I'm a Taurus, it comes with it. I have to wait all the time, so worrying is going to be a huge thing in my life. I'm sure it's the water, though, that's like breaking you down, or the lack of water. It's breaking you down, because water is a main thing in our body. When you have some, in my opinion, a stupid doctor, he might be a good doctor, but a stupid doctor telling you to lower your water intake, that's just weird. Our bodies are made of water, mainly. So to be told not to drink it, I understand the kidney thing, but water is what clears your fucking system out. That's a big thing I've always known. Water and weed. Two main things we're told by doctors not to put in your fucking body, and it's the two good things that heal you. It's because it has to do with God that they don't want you to mess with those two things. They want to be God, so they want their water and their medicine inside you, not God's stuff. Even though God made them too. It's weird. Whoa. Says, thanks for letting me watch. I'm sorry I'm sick. Don't be sorry. I had to cut this off. Okay. Don't be sorry. You can turn it off. It's okay. I'm going to turn off the stream anyway. So it's okay. Don't feel bad in any kind of way. You're all good. Get you some sleep.